A Balian, a native of Shaanxi province, doesn't remember his name. He's probably Zhu Hongru's apprentice. He has a magic trick that can confuse people. Most of the people who admired his magic called him a teacher. One day, someone is going somewhere else, putting a pot in the house, then sticking it on top, telling the disciple to sit there and tell him not to open it. When someone leaves, the apprentice opens up and sees a basin full of clear water floating on a small boat made of grass with masts and sails. The apprentice thought it was novel, and he used his finger to stroke it. The boat fell down with the finger, as if it were the same. It was still buckled. His master came back later, angrily blaming him. "Why don't you listen to me?" The apprentice immediately defended, not peeking. His master said, "How could you fool me when the ship went overboard?" One night, a large candle was lit in the house, telling the apprentice to guard it and not let the wind blow out. In 2 or more days, the master hadn't returned, and the apprentice was so sleepy that he went to bed for a short nap. When I woke up, the candles were gone, and I was in a hurry to light them again. Before long, master came back and blamed him. I stayed awake. "How can the candles go out? What else did you say to me about staying awake after you had walked me for more than 10 miles? His master said angrily. The apprentice was appalled. Strange behavior like this can't be written one by one. Later, someone's concubine was in a relationship with an apprentice, and he realized, but pretended not to know, and didn't say. At one point, he told the apprentice to feed the pigs. The apprentice went into the pigsty and immediately became a pig. He'll call the butcher to kill him and sell the meat. No one else knows about it. The apprentice's father came to ask someone because his son didn't come home, and he answered correctly that the apprentice hadn't come in a long time. The apprentice's family was visiting everywhere. There was no news. There was a man who was studying with someone who knew about it and told the apprentice's father. The apprentice's father filed a complaint with the county official, fearing that someone would flee. The prefectural officer, too afraid to arrest and dispose of him, reported the matter to his superiors, requesting that 1,000 men with night shaman be allocated to surround his house. That's how he and his wife and son are caught, locked up in a cage and sent to Kyoto. On the way up the mountain, a giant comes out of the mountain, about the size of a tree, with eyes like T-bulls, mouth like pots and teeth that are a foot long. The escorts were too frightened to move forward. Someone said, "This is a monster. My wife can beat him." The escort then untied his wife's ropes, as he said. His wife was headed with a long gun, and the giant was furious and swallowed in her stomach as soon as she inhaled. "People are more afraid," someone said. "If you eat my wife, you must send my son." So he put his son in front of him, and he was swallowed up like Fang Kai. "Everybody, look at me, look at you. I don't know what to do. How can I be happy to kill my wife and my son at the same time?" Someone said, crying and furious. "But I can't do it by myself." The men led him out of the cage and gave him a knife to move on. The Titan came in furious. The fights went on for a while, and suddenly the Titan grabbed him by the mouth, stretched his neck down, and then walked away in his stride.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.